Yo, what up? It's your boy T-Rex, aka Mr. One Love T.O. I made a t-shirt for the people because I believe in our people. I believe that we are the world in one city. I believe we are the best city in the world. Why? Because we represent every inch of the world right here in this little metropolitan. So shout out to the Six, man. I appreciate you. Keep doing what you do. We're gonna keep supporting you. One love. Six.
Shout out to the Six, Toronto, we're on the come.
So keep it locked. Look out for the Six.
Hey, what's up, guys? You're in Toronto with your girl Nadia Stone. Follow the _6. Check out their website, the-6.com. It's a thrill life. It's a thrill life. Make a sacrifice, yeah.
Well, we wish us better, you know? Yeah. Six side, we ride. Six side, we ride. Six side, we ride. Six side, we ride. Nah, we are not the same, no. Yeah. See, we wish you well, but we wish us better, you know?
Hi there, it's your homegirl Ruth, and I'm here with Ashley Lawrence.
Hello.
She is left defense on Canada's national women's soccer team. It's great to have you here with us.
It's great to be here. Thank you for having me.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Yeah. So we're here just to find out more about you. There's a lot of interest in sports, especially soccer, and it's great to see a person such as yourself flourishing in this sport. So I had a few questions for you just to see if we could get to know more about you.
Okay.
So recently, 2016, you were part of the Olympic Games in Rio and won the bronze medal with the team. Can you tell me about your experience there?
Yeah, so last year, I can't believe it. It seems like so long ago.
Yeah.
But we were in Brazil for the Olympics. That was my first experience at the Olympics with the team, so I was very nervous, excited, just a bunch of emotions. Originally, we went down there, of course, with the mindset of winning gold, but we came back with a bronze medal. But of course, we're still very happy to bring a medal back for Canada and just help inspire a nation and future generations. I think from that point, it was that first feeling of just like that winning spirit for our team. We have a lot of talent, a lot of players who have stepped up and out of their comfort zones. And it was kind of that first time that we knew we could really go all the way. So it was a really cool experience. I actually got to meet Usain Bolt.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes, I did. That was at one of the last nights. Yeah, and it was actually really funny how it happened. But the overall experience was really cool. You just saw some of the elite athletes walking around, and just to be able to represent your country, there's nothing like it. And I was just so excited.
That's amazing. So is that considered your biggest accomplishment to date in your career?
Definitely one of the highlights of my careers. Growing up, I've always wanted to be a professional soccer player. So to be able to represent my country, that was one of my objectives. And to win a bronze medal, it's up there with one of the best. But right now, I'm playing in Paris, France, professionally, and I was able to make it to Champions League final.
Amazing.
As my first
Congratulations.
year. Thank you very much. So. Yeah, there's a few things that have been up there with my top accomplishments.
Amazing. Very well accomplished, and you're only 22.
Correct.
You just had a birthday.
Yeah, on Sunday.
And let them know what you did for your birthday, because I think that's pretty exciting, like to be able to celebrate your birthday back home in Toronto.
Yeah.
And you were playing in a couple of games here as well.
Yeah, so we had 2 games in Canada. First one was in Winnipeg and then Toronto. It wasn't even planned, but on my birthday in Toronto, I mean, like, it can't be better.
Right.
So to play the game that I love at home in front of friends and family, it was a special moment. I had some of my closest just support systems
Right.
in the stands, and Toronto is always a great support system. They're the best fans. The atmosphere, the spirit. I always love playing at home, and it's been almost a year since we played there as Canada.
Right.
So it was really cool to get a nice result. We won 6-0 against Costa Rica, and yeah, it was one of the best birthdays. I'll never
Wow.
forget it.
Did you score any goals?
I did not,
No.
but I was a part of like 2 goals. Like I assisted.
You assisted?
So it was cool just to be a part of that
Yeah.
experience.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to know as well, and you know, a lot of young girls follow you. What first got you started in the sport and pursuing a career in soccer?
Well, I mean, like most kids, you start playing just a bunch of sports, like your enrolled activities. And early on, I decided just to stick with it. My brother played soccer, so like as a baby, I would watch him, and it just slowly grew to become my passion.
Right.
My family, we watched like all the games, men, women, European leagues all over the world, and it was fun for me. Every time I stepped onto the field, it was a joy and just natural.
Right.
So I continued along that path, and I recognized that I was going places with it. And yeah, so I just stuck with it, and I ended up playing for Team Canada and going to university. Always been one of my goals. So I think I just stuck with it with my commitment, dedication, and a lot of sacrifice.
Right.
It slowly paid off, and yeah,
Amazing.
possible.
So you're clearly in very good shape. Very, very good shape. So can you let us know a little bit about how, you know, you stay in shape and what kind of conditioning program that you participate in daily to kind of keep you in shape and on point? Yeah.
Well, while I'm in like an environment, whether it's my professional team or with Team Canada, it's a lot easier because we have a strict regimen where we train, we have games, and we're on a diet. So it's a lot easier to be disciplined. I think when I'm at a season, that's where it gets a bit more difficult because they send me programs that I need to abide by. But that's where that self-discipline really comes into effect.
Right.
But again, if I have that motivation and I know where I want to go, then it doesn't matter where I'm at. I know that I have to put in the work with my workouts, which consist of conditioning. There's speed. There's a speed element where I work on like agility, which really helps with my explosiveness on the field. And there's a strength and power component which is developed in the gym by lifting weights and just like body weight exercises.
Right.
So those are kind of like all the aspects that encompass the physical part of it. Of course, there's the technical part where it's on the field, where I could do some individual technique or collectively with a partner or just other players. But a diet is a huge part of the overall.
That's where I would fail. So you can't be eating like French fries
No.
and pizza,
No.
poutine.
No. As good as it sounds, you can't do that,
No.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Sorry to break people's hearts, but yeah, you could work out every day for so intense, but if it doesn't match your diet, it doesn't work out.
Yeah, they say
So-
it's like 70%
Yeah,
in the kitchen. right?
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's where if you have that set in place, that's where it's perfect.
Yes.
Yeah.
And clearly, by having a disciplined diet and disciplined like conditioning regimen and program that you're on, it leads you to more success.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, I was following your Twitter,
Okay.
and I
Good
saw
stuff.
lots of great stuff on there. And one of the recent tweets that you had quoted a passage from Rhonda Byrne's famous book, The Secret.
I love that secret.
And yeah, so do I. Love it. So let me just quote it and then ask you about it. Because obviously if you posted it, it means something to you. The very fact of doing something that is out of your comfort zone slays the monsters and dragons of fear and doubt on the spot. So tell me about how you've recently overcome obstacles or these monsters or dragons that they're referring to in this quote, and how it's enabled you to kind of overcome fear.
I think challenges and obstacles on my journey, it's been a huge eye-opener for me. We were talking before about the first time I was kind of asked to play defense. So my entire career I was a midfielder and I was in the attack. So initially, the fear, a bit of anxiety set in. But I think it's important just to stay open to all opportunities and possibilities.
Right.
So when I was able to embrace it, there were challenges. I didn't get it right away. It took a lot of work and just help from my teammates, coaching staff. And eventually I was able to really adapt to that position and it became comfortable. So I got to a point where I was comfortable and it was really cool because I put in so much work and time and it seemed so far that I could achieve it. But once I did, it was almost like, wow, like I did it. So your relationship with fear and just working out of your comfort zone is so important to your success. And I think that's something that everyone can live by in any aspect of life. Recently, when I decided to play in France, there was a lot of adjustments and barriers that I had to go by. The language,
Right.
a different culture, going to a country that I didn't know anyone there. So yeah, I think you just kind of forget the challenges. You look more of the opportunity and what's in it for you. And when you really embrace it, I think it's really important and some important things can come of it. So I think it's just, continuing along that path and going towards those obstacles and those fears and just understanding that it'll all pay off in the end.
Opportunity. It's all about opportunity. Right?
Exactly.
That's great.
Yeah.
So right now, in like this modern age, you see a movie like Wonder Woman that's doing amazing right now at the box office. I think they've made close to $500 million now in box office sales. So do you feel at this point in time that women are empowered to reach their goals and achieve more success, as opposed to when mostly it was men that were dominating the sport? So specifically to soccer, how do you see success and aspirations and goals for women in this sport and how that's changed recently?
So I think we're definitely in an exciting time, especially as a female soccer player. Over the last few years, there's been a lot of growth. Back in 2015, we hosted the World Cup, and it was incredible to play in my own country, to see the support of a nation behind us. Every game, the stands were sold out, and just the support behind women's soccer, it was pretty cool to be a part of. And I just think every year it grows more and more. And you just see the interest from the next generations coming out to matches like the ones we just played in Winnipeg and then Toronto.
Right.
It's really cool just to see the growth. And I think for us as players, we have a huge responsibility, not only on the field, but also off, to be that example as women.
Right.
And the movie itself is a huge testament to that, to have a movie that is all women superheroes, and it's really cool. It just shows the times have changed and women have more of a leadership role, and we should, because we have all the capabilities, and it's exciting, and I'm excited to be a part of it. And I think it's going to continue to grow. And as a young woman growing up, just having that self-belief to know that anything is possible. If you're committed, you're dedicated, and you're willing to put in the work, it's really cool.
And so off that, what advice do you give a young girl who's looking to pursue a career in soccer? So, they've probably gotten past the point of where they feel it's just a rec sport. How did you get started in your career as far as moving towards that professional level? And what advice can you offer a young girl that's looking to do that?
So first and foremost, that enjoyment piece has to be there. Because if you enjoy it, you're gonna do anything that you can in order to achieve your dreams. So once that is established, I think you get to a point where you decide, is this something I want to stick with? Or do I want to choose another career path? And realizing that there is a lot of work that needs to be put in. And that's in any career path that you choose as a woman in life. And in particular to soccer, there's a lot of sacrifices that will be made. Training, potentially missing parties or time with your friends. your soccer community becomes your family because you spend so much time there. And it's really important and really cool to notice that some of your best friends come from soccer, and it becomes a family environment. So yeah, I think those are some of the bases that make the foundation of achieving your dreams, and just continuing along those lines. It's about having a target and going after it, and understanding that there will be obstacles, but if you have those support systems like your family and your friends and people that love you, that anything is possible. And it all starts from your self-belief.
Right. You have to have a lot of confidence. And clearly, right now you're professional. So maybe just more go into how you're able to make that transition from being in an amateur type of role to now being on the professional level. How would somebody go about that? Like, were you scouted, or like you obviously went to university, so was that part of the process? And would that be something that someone would have to do? Is it mandatory to have to move to another level as far as your education is concerned to get that exposure to the right people?
Mm-hmm. Well, for my path, the way that I went, I started in something called the provincial program, so representing Ontario, my province. And from there, I was able to get scouted for university, and I attended West Virginia University. I was there for 4 years, and throughout that process, I represented Canada on the youth stages, U17, U20, and progressively got my first call up to the full national team. So that was kind of like my journey, but I think the important part is understanding that everyone has a different process, and everyone's unique. So that could work for someone else, but just understanding that your path may be different,
Right.
but it's always possible. If you have that mindset and you stay determined that you can get there, and it may not be the same steps that I took or that someone else took, but you can get there, and it may not be in the same time frame. I know that there are other players who got called later on in life in their late 20s, and currently there's a player on the team who's 16 years old. So yeah.
Wow. And what's the oldest?
Do
you know what the age range is?
34.
Look at that.
Yeah. So anything's possible.
Right.
If you stay true and you never give up, you'll get there, one way or another.
Yeah, which is great advice in any aspect of life.
For sure.
So just to kind of end it off, let us know what you're doing, because you're actually going to jump on a plane tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yes.
And you're heading to up north,
Yeah.
to Nunavut. So if you could let us know exactly what you're doing there. And I think it's amazing, actually, because we were just talking about how there seems to be more growth with young girls, interest in soccer.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's great to hear that you're reaching out to like more remote communities where you're seeing that kind of passion.
Yeah.
through.
Yeah, so it's great. So I recently got reached out by Canada Soccer, and I saw the opportunity, and I thought, I have to do this. I've never been to Nunavut, but it's an opportunity to go to Whale Cove, Nunavut, to run soccer clinics for the children over there. It's a 2-day span, and I'll be able to really get an insight on the culture of the Inuit community. And it is located in the Kivalliq region of Canada. So yeah, we'll be running clinics on the field, off the field, some activities to just really connect in with the children, and just share our experiences, like at the Olympics, and how we got to where we've gotten as national team players. And yeah, just like you said, it's so important to have that connection to places of Canada that don't always get to speak with us and get trained by us. So yeah, it's a wonderful chance to go and just really connecting with the children over there, and I'm really excited.
Yeah, that's so exciting, and like that's just amazing that you're doing that.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for joining us and being a huge inspiration to like an entire nation of girls and women. It's been a great pleasure to meet you.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been so much fun, and thank you for having me.
No worries.